Hi, Sagittarius.
Okay, so we have the Eight of Pentacles, we have the Chariot, Major Arcana, and we have the Five of Wands. So the Eight of Pentacles, we see this woman here, she's just kind of looking over her pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles is traditionally a card about skillful work, of being devoted and enjoying what you're doing. Yes, you work hard and you're focused and you're not distracted, but you have skills. And often when I see the Eight of Pentacles, it makes me think of someone who is like a watchmaker, someone who is able to do the fine detail work and knows exactly what they're doing. So with this Eight of Pentacles illustration, she may be looking at her work. There is a sense of pride in displaying what you've created or accomplished or built. So if this is a reading for a relationship, maybe it can suggest that you are putting in the work in the relationship. If it has to do with your career, that you are dedicated and skilled and perhaps gaining more skill and experience as you continue the work. So the Eight of Pentacles is very much about doing a lot of work to satisfy your desire to create, perhaps to use your hands, to build something, to be recognized for it. Ultimately, if you're not recognized now, it may take time. But you know, the Eight of Pentacles, and it's so interesting because this is it's a unique illustration, and it seems like she's pausing and she's considering her pentacles and the abundance behind it, and it looks like a rose is in the center, and it could be a celebration of good work. But you know, this is it's a time to think about your work and whether you are putting in the work into a relationship, whether you are putting in the work into your hobbies, playing golf, playing piano or dancing, or simply if you are taking classes and trying to improve your skill set. The Eight of Pentacles is very relevant. So then we have the Chariot, and the Chariot is this great card. We see the two horses driving through and driving forward with our charioteer who is holding the reins. And that's what I really like about the Chariot, because the Chariot is about the reins are in your hand. You have control. You have the mastery and the skill, again, more skill, to be able to navigate through adversity, through obstacles, through challenges, through BS that comes your way. And so the Chariot brings this sense of focus, of movement to the end place that you want to arrive at. And perhaps there's momentum building as you begin to get closer to your goals. But you know, this is a card of success. It's a card of recognition, because often people look at the charioteer here as someone who is crossing the finish line, and they're kind of just seeing what he's done, and they recognize that. They may look up to him in a sense, but you know, the Chariot is about control, and it's about mastering your own actions, your own discipline, your perspective, in order to keep you moving forward. And it's a great reminder for all of us to think about that. You know, the road is bumpy. The road is going to have a few rocks that may throw you off course. But it's not to lose control. It's just to get it back on course the best that you can, and the best strategies that you can to keep you moving forward and keep the momentum going. If you are able to do that, then you will have success. So having success, being very skilled, and taking pride in what you do. Then we have this Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands we see these two guys, looks like they're in a healthy competition, and that's what we could say about the Five of Wands, is that sometimes in a group situation, we have people vying for position, trying to come out on top, trying to take the lead, trying to take the advantage. Sometimes with the Five of Wands, it's a sense of people not working harmoniously toward a goal, and they're working at odds with each other. And again, ego, the desire to come out on top, the desire to win the territory, it just comes with dynamics. It comes with the dynamics sometimes in relationships, in marriages, at the office, in educational situations. There's this sense of that part of our lives we have to deal with competition. We have to deal with people not working together. And so again, when we look at the Five of Wands, when we see something like this is just like, I think of it as like the daily annoyances that we have. And you just have to manage them. You have to get past them. You either have to stay your peace and to try to move out of this situation, or just let it go, and then ultimately it'll probably just end and you can move forward. With the Five of Wands, there is a sense of, it could be conflict, it could be harsh words, it could be an argument. I do think that there's a sense of it's competition. And sometimes it's okay to have competition, but it can go too far, and it can cause hurt feelings, and it can cause anxiety or anger. And so to keep it within some boundaries perhaps is a good thing. So let me just get my head around this again. So we've got skillful work, pride in our work, but it is Eight of Pentacles. It is hard work. But it's hard work with a craftsman, someone who is very skilled, someone who is learning to improve their skills, someone who is showing the inner focus to get it done. No one's having to tell this person to do it, they're just getting it done because they want to. And then we have moving forward, momentum carrying you through past adversity, past obstacles or challenges, that if you can keep control of those reins, if you can keep control of the discipline within your life and of the big picture, of the end goal, then you should be successful. Along the way, you may have some conflict, some people working not together, and you're just going to have to manage it and find a way to make it work within your day, within your life, within your week. So let's take a look at the numbers. So we've got 8, and I believe this is 7, so that's 15, and 5 is 20, and 20 reduces to 2, and 2 is about partnerships. It's about harmony and relationship. It's about bringing balance into your situation. And to close the reading, I'm going to choose an oracle card from the healing cards. Okay. Wild. And this is a wild oracle, isn't it? Deck. Wild. Well, let's see. What can we say about wild? Sometimes it's good to go a little wild, to maybe do something out of your normal routine and let your wild hair fly and be free. And the other thing I'm thinking about as I look at this is to go into the wild, into the unknown. She has her lantern and she's on her little boat. And it may be scary to go into the unknown. It may be something that is very uncomfortable for you to be able to try something new. But I think it's a good it's a good practice to have. Let me get that out of the glare. It's a good practice to have because, we learn through being uncomfortable. We learn through discomfort. And why not bring new experiences into your life? You know, something fun, something grand, something unusual or satisfying might be around the corner. You may consider it to be wild, or it may be a feeling as you're going into the wild unknown. But, you know, let it happen. Don't shut it down because it's outside of your typical routine. And routines often make us feel safe or make us feel that we have things in control. And it's a lot like, you know, when you get on that roller coaster and you have that free fall and you're feeling it and you have no sense of control, and sometimes it can be very liberating. And particularly for people like myself who can feel uptight and a little bit of afraid sometimes to do things, it's very freeing to let myself go wild. So I hope that you'll have a chance to go wild and let me know how you're doing that. Have a great Sunday. Thank you so much for joining. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and if you are a regular viewer, thank you so much for watching. And I hope that you'll come back again tomorrow for another daily tarot reading. Take care. Bye-bye.